Could an ancient, non-canonical text be predicting today's events? The Book of Enoch, a mysterious Jewish writing revered in antiquity, contains 7 eerie prophecies that seem to align with modern times. Written centuries before Christ, fragments were found among the Dead Sea Scrolls. 1 Enoch was widely read in the Second Temple period and even quoted in the New Testament, Jude 1:14-15. Its vivid visions of fallen angels, giants, and end-time judgment feel uncannily relevant today. Stay tuned because prophecy number 7 is the grand finale, a revelation so startling you'll want to hear it in full. Now, let me introduce myself. I am a minister and a Bible teacher living here in Israel. Please excuse me if there are any mistakes in my English. It is my joy to unlock the Word of God so that you can understand it better. So please subscribe so you get notified whenever I upload a new video every week. With that said, let's explore Enoch's 7 prophecies and see how they're playing out right now. Prophecy number 1. Enoch foresees a time when illicit knowledge floods humanity, triggering moral collapse. In his account of the pre-flood world, Enoch says the rebel angel Azazel taught men to make swords, knives, shields, and breastplates, as well as jewelry, cosmetics, and other arts of civilization. In other words, advanced technology and sensual enticements were suddenly unleashed. The result, there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication, and were led astray, and became corrupt in all their ways. This reads like a warning that a surge in knowledge without wisdom would corrupt society. Being fulfilled now. Consider the last century. We've unlocked the power of the atom, the genome, and the internet. Immense knowledge for good or ill. Technology has boomed, but so have weapons of war, mass manipulation, and moral decay. It's eerily similar to Enoch's vision of forbidden secrets revealed. In fact, Enoch's angels revealed the eternal secrets which were preserved in heaven, which men were striving to learn. Today, knowledge and misinformation explodes online. Nuclear and biotech breakthroughs pose ethical nightmares. Enoch's prophecy suggests this isn't mere progress. It's a dangerous unveiling that was foretold. Imagine ancient Enoch envisioning our world. Enormous knowledge at our fingertips, yet humanity led astray into new corruptions. It's a dramatic match. Prophecy number 2. Before the flood, Enoch writes of giants, the Nephilim ravaging the earth, hybrid offspring of angels and humans. Genesis 6 also mentions this. When the flood came, those giants perished. But Enoch made a stunning prophecy. Their spirits would remain and troubled mankind. These disembodied spirits became what Enoch calls evil spirits or demons. Evil spirits proceeded from their bodies. Evil spirits they will be on the earth, and the spirits of the giants will lead astray, afflict, destroy, do battle, and cause grief on the earth, until the day of the great conclusion. In short, Enoch foresaw that demonic forces derived from the ancient Nephilim would plague humanity until the end of days. Being fulfilled now, many believe we are witnessing a rise in demonic influence and spiritual warfare worldwide. From the explosion of occult practices and spiritual deceptions to unbridled violence and cruelty, it's as if unseen forces are inciting chaos. Enoch's prophecy literally describes these evil spirits leading people astray and causing conflict. Exactly what we see in rampant deception, addictions, and senseless violence today. Even secular observers talk about demons of hate or addiction. Enoch would nod knowingly. According to him, the real ancient demons are roaming the earth right now, stirring up trouble as a sign of the times. Think of the atmosphere of our age, the nihilism, the occult revival, the cruelty on news feeds as the work of those primeval giant spirits. Enoch's warning gives it a chilling context. Prophecy number 3. Enoch's visions portray an escalating war between heavenly forces and the forces of darkness. He saw that the rebellious Watchers, fallen angels, would eventually face divine retaliation. In one vision, angels in heaven prepare iron chains of immeasurable weight for the hosts of Azazel, Azazel being a leader of the fallen. The archangels Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Phanuel are poised to clash with these demonic hosts. On that great day, they will cast them into the burning furnace, that the Lord of Spirits may take vengeance on them. This depicts a dramatic showdown in the spiritual realm, a final battle where good angels defeat the evil ones. Enoch basically predicts war in heaven, culminating in God's victory. Being fulfilled now, consider the sense many have that spiritual warfare is reaching a fever pitch. Even outside religious circles, people describe feeling an unseen battle between good and evil intensifying. The Bible's Book of Revelation talks about a war in heaven and the devil in great fury, knowing his time is short. Enoch's prophecy lines up with this end-time belief that demonic powers are thrashing about, influencing world events as angelic forces restrain them. We might interpret world crises and moral upheavals as reflections of this cosmic conflict. Every headline about persecution of believers or trends that invert morality feels like part of that intensifying battle. Enoch saw the heavenly side gearing up to finish it. If his vision is right, the current turmoil is not just human, it's the final cosmic clash spilling into our world. In other words, the chaos we see may be the earthly fallout of an unseen angelic showdown, exactly what Enoch foretold. Prophecy number 4. The Book of Enoch also issues a warning about spiritual deception masquerading as wisdom. The fallen angels not only taught warfare and technology, they taught occult knowledge, enchantments, astrology, and false spirituality. Enoch laments that they have revealed the eternal secrets and all kinds of sins to mankind. One angel taught charms and root-cutting witchcraft, another astrology, another the signs of the weather, etc. These could be called secret sciences, knowledge that was meant to be hidden. By imparting it, the Watchers taught all iniquity on earth and led humans into idolatry and sorcery. Essentially, Enoch prophesied a rise of false wisdom and spiritual lies that would ensnare people. Being fulfilled now? Absolutely. Just look at the modern world's fascination with the occult and New Age mysticism. Astrology is trendy again, witchcraft and pagan practices have gone mainstream, and many are lured by teachings of secret knowledge from occult rituals to even pseudo-scientific cults. The explosion of conspiratorial hidden knowledge online is another facet. People chase esoteric secrets and often get further from the truth. Enoch's scenario feels Spartan. Humanity is flooded with spiritual misinformation, much of it eerily resembling the Watchers' teachings of old summoning spirits, magical arts, worshipping created things like stars and crystals. The prophecy implies these mysteries weren't harmless. They were a trap then and now. Today's spiritual confusion, false prophets, occult revival, even science used to deny God, reflects what Enoch warned. Beware the ancient deception repackaged for the end times. In Enoch's day, it was incantations and star worship. Today it might be self-proclaimed gurus, horoscopes, or tech gods. Different wrapping, same trap. Prophecy number 5. Enoch doesn't only gaze at heaven, he foresees turmoil among nations on earth. In a later vision, often called the animal apocalypse, Enoch describes a period of international chaos and war. He sees angelic forces stirring up conflict. In those days the angels will return and come to the kings of the east, and they will stir up these kings, so that a spirit of unrest will come over them. These powers drive nations into frenzy. They will rouse them from their thrones, that they may break forth as lions from their lairs, and they will go up and tread underfoot the land of his elect ones. This is an astonishing prophecy of armies from the east attacking the Holy Land, accompanied by widespread violence and even infighting. Enoch says the invading forces will start fighting among themselves and meet a gruesome end swallowed up in judgment. In short, global unrest and war focused on Israel, followed by self-destruction of the wicked. That's Enoch's picture, being fulfilled now. Take a look at world news. The Middle East is a boiling cauldron. Nations in the East and West are indeed restless. The phrase spirit of unrest could not be more apt. Superpowers and regional kings alike are agitated, threatening war. Notably, Enoch specifically mentions Medes and Persians, ancient peoples of Iran, joining this turmoil. Today, Iran and other nations are in constant conflict with Israel, echoing treading the land of his elect ones. We also see alliances forming in the East. Think of powers like Russia, China, Iran, that bring to mind kings of the East. Enoch's prophecy even foresaw internal strife. They will begin to fight among themselves, till there be no number of their corpses. Sadly, war and unrest are proliferating, exactly as described. It's as if an unseen hand is indeed stirring up the nations, positioning them for a great clash in the very region Enoch pinpointed. The alignment of geopolitics with Enoch's vision is truly remarkable and sobering. Every news update about wars and rumors of wars, especially centered on Israel, feels like reading ancient Enoch in real time. Prophecy number 6. After foretelling a great flood to wipe out the initial corruption, Enoch makes it clear that the final judgment of the world will be by fire. God promises in Enoch's vision, "I will not again send a flood upon it for all generations." Instead, the next global cleansing is fiery. Concerning the chief fallen angel Azazel, God says that on the great day of judgment, he shall be hurled into the fire. In fact, fire is a recurring theme in Enoch's prophecies of the end. The wicked angels and those who follow them are destined for a furnace of fire, and the earth itself will be purged. Enoch 98:3 warns sinners that their spirits will be thrown into the fiery furnace at the end. This all culminates in what can be called a purifying fire from God, not to annihilate creation entirely, but to burn away evil and usher in a renewed world. Enoch saw a new earth cleansed of corruption after this fiery judgment, where the righteous thrive. A vision very much like the Bible's new heaven and new earth, being fulfilled now. We haven't seen the final fire yet, but signs of coming fire are apparent. Nuclear tensions could literally set the world ablaze. Climate change fears even evoke fire imagery. But beyond literal flames, there's a sense that humanity is approaching a burning point, a decisive trial by fire. The moral fabric is being tested as if by fire. Society is in the furnace of turmoil. Could these be tremors of the judgment Enoch foresaw? Some theologians note that biblical end times prophecies align. 2 Peter 3:7 says the present world is reserved for fire. Enoch, millennia ago, already spoke of that. On the day of great judgment, they will be led to the abyss of fire, and Sheol, the grave, will devour the sinners. As unsettling as it is, this prophecy points to a necessary cleansing. In Enoch's view, evil will not be permitted to run rampant forever. A final purifying fire will consume wickedness. We seem to be on the brink of that fulfillment, living in a world ready to ignite. It's dramatic and somber, the idea that our era might soon face a literal or metaphorical fire of judgment, just as Enoch predicted, instead of another flood. Prophecy number 7. Lastly, Enoch's most sweeping prophecy, the ultimate judgment when God sets everything right. This involves the Watchers, the fallen angels, finally receiving their sentence, and by extension, the judgment of all humanity. Enoch was told that the rebel angels would be bound in darkness for 70 generations as they awaited their doom. Then, in those days, they will be led to the abyss of fire and torment, and shall be shut up in it for all eternity. Their leader, Semyaza, and presumably Satan by connection, will be burnt and destroyed with them. Enoch's opening chapter paints the scene vividly. Behold, he comes with 10,000s of his holy ones to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all the ungodly. This is a prophecy of the Lord himself coming in glory with myriads of angels, exactly as later echoed in the Bible. In fact, the New Testament book of Jude directly quotes Enoch's proclamation of the Lord coming to judge the wicked. In Enoch's vision, the era of injustice and demonic tyranny ends with God's dramatic intervention. The Watchers who corrupted the world are cast into eternal fire, and unrepentant sinners are removed from the earth. Then the righteous are vindicated, and peace is restored under God's kingdom, being fulfilled now. This prophecy points to events still unfolding, yet we see clear signs of imminence. Global conditions mirror what Enoch said would precipitate judgment. Widespread ungodliness, violence, deception, just as the whole earth was filled with blood and unrighteousness. Before the flood, Enoch's 70-generation timeline, depending on interpretation, intriguingly brings us near the current age, suggesting we live in the very generation that could witness this culmination. The convergence of moral decline, Israel's central role in world affairs, and unprecedented knowledge, all things Enoch mentioned, builds the case that we are on the threshold of the final reckoning. Many theologians and watchers of prophecy believe the second coming of Christ, which Enoch's words, "Behold, the Lord comes," foretell is at hand. Right now, every headline about chaos or every cry for justice calls to mind Enoch's age-old prophecy that God himself will descend to judge. When that happens, the corrupt powers, both human and demonic, will finally face their doom, exactly as Enoch saw in his visions. This ultimate prophecy has yet to fully materialize, but we can feel the world trembling in its shadow. Enoch's ancient voice urges us to be ready. So, these 7 prophecies from the apocryphal Book of Enoch paint a dramatic, scholarly, and persuasive picture of our times. It's astonishing how a text so old lines up with modern realities, explosions of knowledge, spiritual confusion, rampant violence, international turmoil, and the sense of an approaching judgment. Whether one views Enoch as canonical or not, the parallels can't be ignored. It's as if Enoch warned us about the very challenges we now face. Far from mere doom and gloom, Enoch's prophecies also carry a hopeful note for believers. After the turmoil, truth and righteousness win. The wicked are purged, and God's kingdom triumphs. This hope has kept readers inspired for generations, and it inspires us today to stay faithful amid the chaos. So, as we watch world events unfold at a breathtaking pace, we do well to remember Enoch's visions. They challenge us to discern the times, to see the rise in forbidden knowledge and deception, and respond with wisdom, to recognize demonic influences and resist them, and to understand that history is hurtling toward a divine climax. If Enoch's 7 prophecies are indeed being fulfilled right now, then we are living in biblical times. Thank you for watching. If you found this exploration eye-opening, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join us each week. Together, we'll continue to unravel ancient truths for today's world, so that you stay informed, strengthened, and ready for what's ahead. God bless you, and see you in the next video.